How y'all doing? I made it in from work. And you know how it is. You stop by, you throw a load of clothes in the laundry, you get the breakfast dishes out of the sink, and finally you make it up to the shower, wherever you're going. I hope y'all have had a good week. Before I go any further, I want to thank each of you for watching all the videos, sharing the videos, telling your friends to watch the videos, and subscribing to the YouTube channel. I especially want to tell Mr. Michael Baisden, thank you. Thank you for sharing that video. Thank you for allowing the people to watch it and comment on it and discuss it, because I truly think that men and women, when we stop fighting each other and start loving each other, that our communities will heal, our families will heal, and we'll be better people. Speaking of healing, I shared a stat yesterday on Facebook about how I had to heal from the inside out. And a lot of you were talking about how you were in that place or you needed to get to that place. Well, you do realize that while I was doing that, I was alone. Not only was I alone, I went through some really lonely times. And then I did what you're going to have to do if you want to heal. You're going to have to make friends with yourself. You're going to have to love yourself. And you're going to have to give some tough love to yourself you're going to have to cheer everything that's good about you, but you're going to have to look at some things that ain't so good about you. And then you're going to have to lay it all out there. And you're going to have to take it to the good Lord. And you're going to have to tell him, fix me. See, whether you're hurt by some of the things you've done to yourself, or whether you've been hurt by other people, you still got to be fixed, honey. You got to be fixed to stop doing the things that damage you. And you got to be fixed so that you stop allowing other people to hurt you. Don't you know that if you keep picking the same person in a different body, that you need fixing? So that whatever it is that you think you're missing, you won't look for it in another person. Nobody can make you happy but you. Nobody can make your life miserable unless you let them. At least 50% of what's done to you is done by you. And when I realized that, I was able to forgive the people that I thought hurt me. When I say I thought they hurt me. Because actually, honey, when you look back at it, some of the very things that you thought were done to you to cause the biggest trouble in your life ended up leading you to some of the biggest blessings in your life. Now, in order for me to heal, I had to get to a place of forgiveness. Remember I told you I was going to go in a little bit more depth about forgiveness? Well, this video about healing, I can't cover healing if I don't talk about forgiveness. And I know some of you are going, yeah, I'm working to forgive mom, I'm working to forgive my dad, my stepdad, my ex-husband, my best friend who betrayed me. All those people aren't the ones that you got to forgive. The first person that you have to forgive when it comes to your healing, you have to forgive you. Because a lot of the times we're angry and we turn that anger inward because we're kicking at ourselves for saying, how could I let that happen? How could I be so stupid? Why didn't I see that coming? Because you ain't perfect. And you know what? We want what we want when we want it. And sometimes we don't think about the consequences. Sometimes we don't see all those red flags because we don't want to see them. And if you didn't see the red flags, or you were so in love you didn't want to see the red flags, or you had your eyes set on a goal that you missed some things along the way, forgive yourself, honey, because you're human. We all been there. We've all done it. Now, when it comes to forgiving other people, you got to do that because, see, it's not so much that you minimize or say it's okay what they did. You say, I acknowledge what you did. I acknowledge the lessons that I learned from it. And now I'm going to free you to go on and do what you do. And free myself so that you don't do it to me. The late Beville Mydell, a very, very dear friend of mine. Family, confidant, big brother, all of that. He made a statement one time. He said, well, Chrissy, I tell you, when it comes to people doing you wrong, you can't stop a person from doing what they do. So whenever you've been done wrong by a person, you have to decide if you're going to continue to take it. And you have to say to that person, I can't stop you from doing what you do, but I can stop you from doing it to me. Now when you stop the pain, stop the injury, and stop the bleeding, clean the wound. And see, when you clean the wound, that means you got to clean all the dirt and debris from the other person, all your baggage and all your mess that you brought into it. That's when it heals. The cleaning is the hard part. Forgiving, moving on. I think that's what happens in a lot of relationships. We say, I'm sorry. The other person will say, I forgive you. But every time an argument or something comes up, you slapped in the face and beat over the head with it. That person don't want to keep serving that sentence. You won't let it die. And it festers there until it destroys you and your relationship with that person. Now, if you leave that person, you still need to go on and forget about it, so you don't keep dragging it around with you. Now, when you do that, you still probably going to be angry for a while. And you're going to wonder why God let that happen to you. Well, see, a lot of that ain't God's fault, because a lot of times God warned me about people, places, and things, but I didn't listen. And then when it all fell apart, Lord, why me? Well, when I decided that I was going to forgive myself for being human, and I was going to stop feeling sorry for myself, I started doing the work that it takes to heal from the inside out. It's called soul searching by soul. That's when you have to look at what you did to cause the problem, how you're responsible for making it happen. What did you do or not do? I'm not saying sit there and go woulda, coulda, shoulda. But you do need to learn what you did that went wrong so that you don't do it again. And as long as you blame everybody else but you, you'll never heal, honey. You'll never get well. It's like pouring the medicine out of the bottle and just keeping the bottle in your pocket. That ain't going to do you no good. You got to take the medicine. And sometimes it's going to be a bitter pill to swallow. If you're having financial trouble, it could be because you mismanaged your money. If you having relationship problems, it could be because you got in a hurry and didn't wait for the right person. It could be that you jumped in bed too quick with the wrong person. If you struggling raising them kids by yourself, you could have realized that he wasn't ready to be a daddy. Some of y'all made these men fathers without their consent. Honey, we don't even do surgery over at the hospital on people without their consent. So when you did that, you left with those children to raise. Some of you men, you whining about child support, you jumped in the bed with her because she was fine. You didn't realize she was reckless when she already had 2 or 3, 4, 5 children and wasn't married to their father. If you're having problems on your job, are you showing up on time? Are you respectful to the people that you have to be accountable to? Do you do your job? Do you leave when you're supposed to leave? You know, you ain't ducking out a couple hours early. You ain't always got an excuse. Whatever it is, you can fix it just like you broke it. If you broke it by yourself, you can fix it by yourself. If you had some help breaking it, you still might have to fix it by yourself. But there's nothing in your life that you can't overcome. But you got to really first say, I'm in a mess and I need fixing. See, a lot of times we don't want to admit that I was wrong. I did something I shouldn't have done. I didn't take care of that like I should. I was too reckless, too careless, or in too much of a hurry. I'm not beating up on you. I just want you to start taking a look at what you do and why you do it. Because when you're grown, you can do what you want to do. But you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Now, I ain't trying to convert nobody. I ain't trying to make nobody believe what I believe. I'm still kind of like Marianne Fisher in the Ray Charles movie. I love the Lord, and I know the Lord loved me, but I ain't no hypocrite. For those of you who believe, and you've believed so long that you've seen some things happen in your life that you know, whatever's wrong in your life, I ask you, I urge you, your higher power, God, as He is to me, ask Him to show you where you went wrong. Ask Him to point you in the right direction, to give you the strength and the courage to begin the journey to healing. When you start on that journey, you ain't going to be by yourself. It's going to be a lot of us on there. I might be a little bit further up the road than you, but I'm still on the same journey. We all on the same journey. I hope I said something in this video to help somebody. And I don't even know what I will call this video. All I can tell you is that when you get a chance, get away from all the TVs, cell phones, texts, emails, other people. Get off by yourself. And take a long look at your life. And if it's something that's in your life that you don't like, then you want to get rid of it or change it. If there's something in your life that you want, then you have to get up and be about the business of getting it. But neither one of those will happen unless you put forth the effort. And as for me, I cried out to God and asked Him to heal me, to fix me. And so far, I think He's doing a good job. If there's anything wrong, it's me. You ain't by yourself. You ain't alone. You sure ain't the first person. And yes, I said ain't. Everybody, honey, is struggling with something. Some of us just had sense enough to know that we couldn't do it by ourselves. And we relied on friends, family, honest people, encouragement from a whole lot of places. And we said our prayers. I don't want to offend anybody, but if you're watching this video, if you will just earnestly say, Lord, my life is not where I want it to be. I'm not yet the person I want to be. Help me to grow. And whatever is broken about me, inside me, heal me, fix me, so that I can live the life that is pleasing to you, gives glory to you, and becomes a light for somebody else. That's what I did. In the meantime, be good to yourself. And as you find the courage to begin your journey to healing, I'll see you along the road. If I stumble, you help me. If you stumble, I'll help you.